to King Fatal 92. Subscribe and share on Hood. King Fatal 92. Y'all macking with Cud channel, Cud. Most viral videos and he's doing his thing. Something Crip Mac approves of. Y'all fuck with Cud. Let's keep it 50-50.
Okay, so I have a pretty huge announcement, and I'm doing it on Snapchat. So anybody who's thinking about ripping this and putting it on any other platform, don't even think about it. Anyway, Snapchat exclusive. I'm making some very big changes in terms of No Jumper. As of today, or as of tomorrow, the news, No Jumper news, it's over. The Monday show, the Wednesday show, and the Thursday show also are over. I've decided that I really want to focus No Jumper. So I will be continuing to do the Tuesday show with Lush and Bricc Baby. I will continue to do as many interviews as possible. I'm going to have other people on the platform continuing to do interviews. Everybody from, Almighty, Sharp, Bricc. I just talked to all these guys, Flakko. We're still going to work together on doing interviews and, doing like repeat guest type interviews where I, have people on multiple times to talk about different things that are going on in the news, everything like that. But this decision has really been brought on primarily, I guess, as a business decision. And I say that to say I've been talking to my business manager a lot over the course of the past few weeks, taking a real deep dive into how the channel is doing, how much content we're creating, and taking a look at like what the true cost of creating stuff like the news is, and have basically just come to the conclusion that it makes more sense for No Jumper to produce less content and be a little bit more focused with a smaller team, a smaller number of employees, etc., and to just, be a little bit more focused. I look at a lot of my peers. I look at Vlad. Obviously, Vlad has kind of always been like the OG as far as I'm concerned in terms of this whole YouTube content space. And when I look at Vlad, I think that he kind of does it the smartest way possible, which is like if he wants to have a conversation with somebody, he just calls them in, pays them their rate, and then they do the conversation. He doesn't really have like consistent co-hosts. Obviously, I'm still going to have consistent co-hosts. I'm still going to do the Tuesday show with Bricc and Lush because I still enjoy, building that camaraderie and everything like that. But as far as like just trying to pump out so much content and doing 2 hours of the news every day and 2 hours every night, even like someone like Bricc, I just had the conversation with Bricc about the No Statement show on Wednesday, and like he totally gets it. And if anything, he was kind of like, bro, I didn't really feel like I was ready to do my own podcast in the first place. I just took it on because you suggested it, you believed in me. And like honestly, all these guys, from Almighty to Flakko to Sharp to Bricc, I've seen all these guys grow a shitload as the years have gone by doing content on the channel. And like, somebody like Almighty, I was just gassing him up. I'll say it here too, because I believe it was just that I've seen him grow a lot as an interviewer. Okay, I got cut off there. Anyway, I was just saying all about Almighty is that, he's somebody who I've seen grow a shitload as a interviewer and content creator, and he has like an amazing ear / just like A&R mindset for new talent. He's paying attention on a level that I really look up to, and I need people around me like him and Remo, etc., to like really help keep me tapped in with exactly what's going on in the culture and everything like that. So this has nothing to do with me being, against any of the hosts on the channel. If anything, I just had the conversation with all of them, and they all took it in stride and understood where I was coming from and realized that, it's just a straight business decision. So this is a big development. I look at like a lot of people, my peers in the space, and I look at myself and I'm like, damn, I spent the last however many years trying to really build No Jumper up as like a network where we could be producing a huge amount of content. And then just over the last couple of weeks from just having these conversations, I just realized this isn't really what I want to spend the next 10 years of my life doing in terms of trying to create another At the End of the Day or another Disconnected, if that counts, or whatever. It's like all that shit is dope, and it definitely has helped, get us more views / make the fans interested. But the truth is that the soap opera that comes with doing No Jumper news and all that kind of stuff, it doesn't benefit us that much. It certainly is like something to talk about for a lot of people, But like getting a bunch of clips up in the Reddit and shit doesn't really like do that much for us as a business. And really, when I look at my life as a 40-year-old man, it's like I want to primarily be putting my time into things that are going to, be more productive. Even like this right here, talking on Snapchat. Like I hate to break it to you, but sometimes when I look at how much I made on Snapchat for the day, I'm like, why is YouTube my focal point? Why am I looking at my YouTube analytics multiple times a day when I got this Snapchat shit going absolutely fucking crazy? I don't know. There's a lot of things I want to do in my life. And it's like, if I am just putting out a handful of podcasts per week and then doing the November show once per week, having some of these other guys do interviews on my behalf, like that's good enough for me. I don't need to be producing 5 hours of content per week in order to view No Jumper as a success. So, I mean, I know a lot of people are going to probably try to frame this as me giving up or me being, totally fed up with some of the hosts or some bullshit like that. That's not really the case. It's just a case of me wanting to sort of reprioritize and take a step back from producing like a huge amount of content. So, yeah, hopefully you guys get it. Hopefully people won't go too crazy with spinning like weird narratives and implying that I said things in the... Okay, keep getting cut off. There's like no way in Snapchat to tell when you're going to get cut off unless you want to like have a pocket watch or some shit. Anyway. I just, I know people are going to run with all kinds of narratives and be like, Adam fired the whole staff. Adam like is ending all of No Jumper content, whatever. That's not the case at all. This is just me kind of like doing what's right for myself in terms of my own peace of mind, as well as my own, ideas of what I want to be doing with the rest of my life. And I look at somebody who's my peer, like a Sean Cotton. We don't need to make it about Vlad every time, but I look at Sean Cotton and Say Cheese. Say Cheese, very popular channel, popular business. If you ask anybody who knows about what's going on in rap, they'll tell you like Say Cheese is up there near the top of the pile in terms of just creating content that shifts the culture and everything. But, I look at his channel and I'm like, this motherfucker Sean putting out like one podcast a week, maybe two. Like sometimes he'll put out podcasts like every 2 weeks, whatever, which is, that's dope. Like, you don't need to put out like a gigantic amount of content in order to be successful, right? So I think for me, from a business perspective, it just makes sense to make a little bit less content and focus on other areas of the business that are a little bit more profitable, that might have longer legs and everything like that. To me, the business model of just taking a bunch of homies and putting them on camera together and just assuming that the fans are going to want to watch, I don't know. It might have made a little bit more sense like mid-pandemic. It might have made a little bit more sense 5 years ago, but it doesn't make that much sense now. And I think you see that with all sides of the media landscape where like, Complex did Everyday Struggle. Didn't really work out in the long run. They ran into a whole bunch of problems that we don't need to get into, but the hosts asking for more money, the advertisers are hard to get, et cetera, et cetera. They switched from Joe Budden to a different co-host. Didn't really work out the same way. These are all problems that I basically have dealt with too, where it's a hard business to run. And even if it was really cracking, it still would not be that profitable. It still would be a little bit tough to justify, even though obviously like at a certain level, it's good for the overall brand. But yeah, I know some people will have a hard time comprehending what I'm talking about and everything. It'll definitely be a letdown for some of the people who really thrive on documenting the messiness on the No Jumper platform. But I think overall this makes sense for me as a businessman, and I feel kind of light and free as a result of making this decision. So you're still going to see me having relationships with all the different hosts on camera to one level or another, but definitely some big changes coming down. No more No Jumper news. If you somehow missed that, Monday show, Wednesday show, Thursday show, all moved or all shut down. Tuesday show. Anyway, I keep getting cut off, but you guys get the idea. Yeah. No Jumper news over. No Jumper as a channel still going strong. You will certainly notice probably like a decrease in overall views, because that's another part of it, is that I've just kind of decided that I don't want to like spend my whole fucking life chasing after views. It's like I'm doing well for myself. I got a nice life for myself. I'm proud of the content that I've been creating and that other people have been creating on my channel. But as far as just like always trying to recapture the view counts that we were getting during the pandemic and shit, it's just, that's not really what I need to be doing with my life. I got a couple of dope businesses. I got a lot of good stuff. There's other things I want to put time into. For me, a great week on No Jumper is like, we do the Tuesday show. I drop maybe like 5-6 interviews that I've done. Drop probably like a handful of interviews that the other hosts have done. And we good. I think that makes sense for me at this point in my life. So appreciate everybody who watched this. Appreciate all the No Jumper fans. Rogue Game forever. I love you guys. Content will be getting a little bit more focused. Over and out.